You know, it might not be long before you can legally bet on things like the NCAA tournament in Missouri. KSHB 41 News anchor Bryant Matrick found out what state lawmakers are doing to make that happen.
I think that the state of Missouri wants gambling, their sports betting.
And now Missouri is trying to catch up with other states where sports betting is already legal. Take a look at this map from AmericanGaming.org. The states in red are where sports betting is live and legal. As you can see, that doesn't include Kansas and Missouri, at least for now.
In my opinion, a little ridiculous that I can go to a casino and lose $1,000 playing blackjack, but I can't bet $50 on the Chiefs to win.
We currently have, I believe, around 30 states that have legalized some sort of sports book. And so I'm hopeful that Missouri will do the same this year.
The Show Me state's already a step closer to legalizing sports betting after House lawmakers approved a bill by Representative Dan Houks. The legislation allows people to bet on professional and college sports. Wagers would be taxed at 8%, and fiscal analysis says it could bring the state nearly $10 million annually. The bill now goes to the Senate, where its fate is unknown.
A lot of people have a lot of different ideas on, I guess, gambling in the state of Missouri would be the best way to put it.
One idea is coming from Senator Denny Hoskins. He has his own sports wagering bill. Main difference between his bill and the House version, the tax rate. Instead of 8%, his bill sets it at 21%.
There's a lot of things in the House bill that I think are good. I think it's a good starting point. But I believe, the tax rate of 8%, I mean, basically we're just giving away money to the casinos, which in my opinion are already profitable. So there would have to be some movement on that tax rate, as well as the problem gambling portion.
Senator Hoskins says that he also wants more money dedicated to gambling addiction. If that happens, he says he can support the House bill if his version fails.
We're the Show Me state. We like to be shown what other states are doing first before we pass it. And we want to make sure that we have a great bill, not just a good bill.
A major supporter of the House bill, major sports teams in Missouri. That includes the Chiefs, Royals, and Current. But right now, a date has not been set on when the Senate will consider the House version. In Kansas City, I'm Bryant Matrick, KSHB 41 News.